Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cryptonews Weekly Roundup. We are buzzing as always. Rachel, great to be back with you again today. Wow, what a week. And I'm very jealous you were in Cannes this week. I was in Toronto. What a polarizing difference there. And we had some wild news from southern France. How was it and how are you?
Hey, Matt. Yeah, so ETHCC was just incredible. To be honest, I actually just went to the side events. So another one of our colleagues was actually at ETHCC, but yeah, it was wonderful, very hot and a good time.
I love it. Let's jump into it. Folks, as you can see, green across the board. A glorious week so far. Bitcoin's up 3% to 102K, getting super close to ATH territory again. Ethereum is up 7.5% to 2.6K per ETH. XRP is up 8% to 229 per Ripple. Sol is up 8% to $1.53. Everything is ripping. We have green across the board. Guys, even the stable coins are green. What a chart. We love to see that. Rachel, biggest news of the week. You were there. I don't know if you were at the event or not, but Vlad Tanev rocking his white suit, looking like it was straight out of Miami Vice. And Robinhood broke the internet on, I believe it was Monday or Tuesday, and they announced stock tokenization.
Yes, Matt, I was there. I was a very lucky person to attend. There were only 300 people in attendance at the Robinhood event in Cannes at a beautiful chateau. And obviously there was breaking news that came out of that. So brokerage fintech firm Robinhood unveiled a new suite of products and services, marking a major milestone for the crypto sector. Vlad Tenev, the CEO and chairman of Robinhood, basically said that the firm is launching U.S. stock and exchange traded fund tokens. He said our latest offerings lay the groundwork for crypto to become the backbone of the global financial system. He elaborated that Robinhood will provide eligible customers in the EU with exposure to U.S. equities through Robinhood stock tokens. He explained that tokens will feature zero commissions or additional spreads from Robinhood while providing full support and 24-hour access. A number of new innovations are also coming, including stuff with Robinhood's credit card, an AI agent to help with trading. So very cool stuff.
Yeah, pretty wild. Good for the Robinhood team. However, they did get into a bit of trouble. That was breaking news yesterday. The OpenAI team came out and said, hey, we did not give this the green light, and we have nothing to do with this. So some pretty interesting stuff there. Moving forward, exact same topic, except different company. Gemini, it was the first to tokenize Saylor's strategy, former MicroStrategy. And this is the same as Robinhood for EU investors only at the moment. 24/7 trading, lower fees, easier access compared to TradFi stock markets. Robinhood, Kraken, Coinbase all have joined the party. Again, pretty wild. And Gemini said in its statement, traditional financial rails are hard to access and in need of modernization. Good stuff here, and all systems go, green light special. Another American big company that we just talked about, Coinbase, has gone vertical, hitting a new all-time high.
Yeah, Matt, let's talk about it. So Coinbase ended last Thursday's trading session at a new all-time high, closing at $369.21, sparking excitement among investors and mixed reactions from analysts. The stock rose 3.89% on the day and nearly 40% over the past month, marking a 3.3% gain over its previous record of $357.39, which was set in November of 2021.
Yeah, well said there. Moving forward, SEC has finally, and wow, this took a long time, but finally ends the regulation through enforcement and calls tokenization innovation. Rachel, a couple of years ago, I honestly would have never thought this would have happened, and here we are. Atkins said in a CNBC interview on Wednesday, tokenization is innovation, and we at the SEC should be focused on how do we advance innovation in the marketplace. The day is over, he said, adding, my whole goal is to make things transparent from the regulatory aspect and give people a firm foundation upon which to innovate and come out with new products. This is absolutely huge, and they are literally green lighting crypto innovation in the USA, which we love to see. Shout out the SEC, shout out Paul Atkins. This is great, and we finally gotten some headwinds here, which is good to see. Moving forward, XRP in the news again, almost hitting, well, not all-time high, but XRP up more and more after their SEC dispute has finally come to an end.
Yeah, this is exciting news. So XRP surged last Friday after Ripple's CEO announced plans to drop the cross appeal against the SEC. A federal court recently denied Ripple and the SEC's bid to reduce a $125 million penalty. Ripple's legal team emphasized that XRP's status as not a security remains unchanged, easing investor concerns.
Yeah, I know the XRP maxis are going to absolutely love that one. Bitcoin Treasury codes, they're everywhere. Every day a new Bitcoin Treasury code pops up, and we now have 9 UK listed companies embracing the Bitcoin Treasury strategy amid global trend. Just 9 in the last week, Rachel, have now said that they plan on adopting a BTC corporate treasury. Tau Alpha, Smarter Web Company, and Panther Metals, 3 companies I've never heard of, but good for them. All their prices soared as they announced their Bitcoin purchases. And this trend continues as the UK eyes a crypto hub future. Crypto funds on the rise as well, 2.7 billion in, not out, for the 11th straight week of inflows amid geopolitical jitters.
Yeah, Matt. So digital asset funds saw $2.7 billion in inflows last week, extending an 11-week streak. The U.S. led the surge with $2.65 billion in inflows, while Bitcoin captured 83% of total allocations. Bitcoin ETFs outpaced gold ETFs, attracting $3 billion compared to $1 billion in gold outflows over 5 days. That's impressive.
Super impressive. Pretty positive news so far, Rachel. We do have to talk about some unfortunate news, but it is in the past, so it's really not that bad. But H1, aka the first half of the year in 2025, crypto losses outpaced 2024, and CertiK counts 344 on-chain heists with $187 million recovered. $2.2 billion were lost to hacks, scams, and security breaches in the first half of 2025. Pretty wild. According to the report, between January and June, $2.47 billion was lost across 344 incidents, and wallet-related breaches alone accounted for $1.7 billion across just 34 attacks. So the wallet breaches and the bridge breaches are still the number one vulnerability in crypto. I mean, it'd be great if we can continue to patch those holes, but good job from the CertiK team to launch this report, but pretty wild, and hopefully we can get our ducks in a row there. Probably the most surprising piece of news this week, Rachel, Figma, which I like using myself as I am an absolute terrible graphic designer. I use Figma. It's super easy for people like me who cannot do magic in Photoshop. And they announced that they are going public and gave us all a little secret surprise. They hold $70 million in Bitcoin ETFs holdings. You've got to love to see that.
Yeah, definitely. So Figma has filed for its IPO with the SEC, revealing substantial Bitcoin exposure, including $69.5 million in Bitcoin ETFs holdings and an additional $30 million earmarked for future crypto investments. The company's S1 filing mentions Bitcoin 21 times, while strongly highlighting crypto as a core component of its treasury strategy alongside traditional marketable securities.
Yeah, well said. Bit of a mouthful there too. A lot of finance jargon in that one. Peter Thiel in the news again today, along with another tech billionaire, as they have backed a new startup, and this is strictly for crypto, a crypto bank. And this was called Erebor, which was formed in response to SVB's March 2023 collapse. Peter Thiel has joined a group of prominent tech billionaires backing a new US bank called Erebor, aimed at replacing the role once filled by Silicon Valley Bank, which collapsed in 2023. And this will be a crypto-focused bank. Pretty cool here. And I should have done my research. I did see this on Twitter, Rachel. I think this is like a Game of Thrones reference, or maybe it's a Harry Potter reference or something. But Erebor means something weird and is a place in one of these mystical shows. Perhaps if someone is watching this, you guys can fill me in, put it in the comments. But pretty weird name, but good to see a crypto native bank come to the market.
Yeah, Matt. So ending news of the week on a positive note. So coming out of ETHCC this year, the mayor of Cannes, David Lisnard, announced that 80 merchants across Cannes in the south of France region now accept crypto payments via Binance Pay. So this includes hotels, restaurants, gyms, some luxury stores, but basically a number of retailers are able to use the crypto payment solution developed by Binance in partnership with French fintech Lizzie. This development puts the region at the forefront of digital payment innovation in the luxury, tourism, retail, and hospitality sectors. We love to see that, especially during ETHCC.
Yeah, well said. Great kickoff for this speech. So super jealous that you are in the south of France right now. Do enjoy, Rachel. To all the listeners, love you guys. Thank you for tuning in as always. If you like this one, please hammer that like button, hammer that subscribe button, and we will see you on the next one. Let's hope for some more green across the board, and appreciate you guys. Love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Ciao.
Thanks. Bye.